Hey YouTube, once again, this is Prometheus. Guys, I want to give you some more than the meta. I'm going to be using basically Cleveland on defense, and I've got a built-in mega scheme that I have put together out of the dime package. This is the dime rush and dime normal package. And what I like about it is that it shows my opponent always the same look, but I'm able to disguise my defenses and give my opponent different types of looks. So we're going to jump into this. Also, just to let you guys know, I'm having the ability to do a little, markups with a whiteboard, so I want to be able to point out some certain things. I'm also going to be using the West Coast on offense. You'll see me using this, so I'll try to point out some stuff when I'm making plays in the game. But um, this is a pretty good defense. I'm actually running against a guy that's ranked 17th, 1,700 in the game, so he's the top, 2,000 player. And usually, what I've seen when I play online is that it's not necessarily that you have rank in regs that they're really great players that just play a ton of games. He's not as many games as like people in the top 100, but this guy's got probably about 400 or 500 games on there. So he no huddles with me, and the way I set this defense up, I always have the ability to get that edge pressure blitz, but I don't necessarily do it a lot. Right here, I jump into a cover two shell, and basically he drops it down. Good read right there. Defenders floated up, and as a result, he's able to go ahead and pick up a first down on that. So let me see if I can get it. Okay, so what's cool about this is that I've got basically I call double blitz, where it actually brings these guys down, and then essentially what they're doing is they're supposed to blitz in. But I can switch this out to different coverages. So I've got this as a cover four coverage, and it's still showing my opponent the same look. So what happens is, what I like about this is that they're going to have to read the defense after the snap of the ball, and this gives me the flexibility to do a lot of different things. That's why I love running this defense the way it is. Obviously there's some holes with this defense. This opponent really didn't have good. He didn't read it that well. So right there, I go ahead and jump in cover four once again. Goes with his running back, catch him in a 3rd and 3 situation, and now I actually switch it up. He's in a tight set, so basically he's got 3 wide receivers over here, and he's also got 2 wide receivers over here. Because he's got the sideline on this side, that's where I'm going to go ahead and with the cover 6 situations, I'm going to put my cloud flat over here. Because that means it's going to match a little bit better. And these guys are usually getting vertical routes, so that's why I put the cover 3 with the quarter flats on this side. That's what my preference was on that. So in this type of situation, 3rd and 3, I switched it right there. But you could see he actually threw into the seam. I'm not going to get mad at that. Is something. If a person's throwing into the seam, I'll let him take those risks all day, because that's how you get picked off. So right here, I go ahead and jump, I think, back into cover 6 again. Or no, I actually jumped into cover 1. See how quickly I can make these adjustments, not really give this guy any kind of a chance. He actually throws into coverage right there. I've got shaded on the inside because of the cover 1, but it gives me the flexibility to jump into these plays real quick. One of the challenges with this defense is that it's not necessarily the best defense against the run, so you can get yourself in trouble. But this is basically kind of a flood concept that we got going on with this. You can see how I drop this guy back into a flat. I drop this guy back in a flat. I got a 3-rec hook, and I got a guy over the middle of the field. And I usually want to use the running back, but I'll just basically kind of float around, because I've got basically hook zones all over the place, so I'm not really concerned too much about that with the way I run this defense. He actually goes with a jet sweep, and I'm able to go ahead and stop that. My guy actually feels the run fits. Now I'm hit him with the pressure, so I've got the pressure look once again. I actually press down, and my responsibility is to match up with the running back and go out to the flare if he actually goes that way, and see if he can throw in the middle. And that's, let's just go see. You see how I'm going after the running back? Just because I'm throwing so much zone in, and now I've got the pressure coming down, it catches him off guard. He doesn't know what to do with it. So probably a good thing to do is describe the zone coverages. So 4th and 17 situation. Now basically what I do, is I do hard flats, so I basically do coverage underneath, but then I do sticks. So my guys should fall back to this line of scrimmage because I'm doing stick adjustments, and I'm pulling the match coverage off. So I want you to watch this. Watch what happens with the guys. They actually float up, and look where he's floating. He's floating to the sideline. He's floating to the sideline. He's going up, and I have to use to the middle of the field. But you can see I've got the 4 on a 5 down here. So he's going to have to hit the seams. He could hit it, but those are going to be the areas that I'm looking for. So you can see actually I was playing shallow right here because I wanted to get the underneath route, but he actually tried to take the top off over the top with the safeties. And right there he's going into triple coverage, so that I'm able to get a stop in that type of situation. So this guy once again was running. This guy was another guy running a lot of man coverages. I do that because I usually come out in some type of a stretch or run play, and when I do these type of plays, it's going to give me an idea of how my defenders are, or how the defenders are lined on my wide receivers. If I see all the guys lined up perfectly on my wide receivers, the majority of the time that's some type of man coverage. And as a result, I know that I can go ahead and start hitting with my man beaters. But I'm going to come out of the run play right away and take a peek. So just take a look at this. See how this guy's lined straight up, line straight up, line straight up. These guys are all lined up straight. That means it's basically man coverage, and that's when I know that I'm going to go ahead and probably jump into my man beater. So here's my man beaters. He's spotted. I just showed you this play before. He presses his guys. I'm going to be looking here as my 1. I've got my 2 over here, and then I've got my 3 right here because this guy should be locked up and fall down. So that's going to be my fast read with that. So just go ahead and take a look at that. Whip around on the back side, actually blitzing coming off the edge, and right there I'm able to go and complete that. And then with chase, I'm going to pick up some pretty good yards after the catch. So same situation. But I want to keep sprinkling the run. I want this guy to actually defend the run, you know, because it's one of those discouraging things if you give up yardage with the run, and he basically was giving up some yardage. So back at Z spot. So here's my 1, here's my 2, and I'm probably going to go ahead and try to lock this up. So that's going to be my 3 on the corner. So I'm going to watch that. So here we go. Got the offense set up. I actually streaked up the 1 guy, and then I came back to the corner route. And Hurts is a really good tight end. See if we can. I was so close line of scrimmage. I just figured to go ahead and no huddle. And Mixon's a pretty good running back. He just breaks tackles and stuff like that. And he just gets past guys that bad running backs won't do that. So I'm able to go and plug the ball into the end zone. So back at defense once again, you can see jumped into cover 4 match just to keep my opponent guessing. He actually goes with a counter play, and because these guys shoot down in the gaps, they're down there in the gaps. They're able to go ahead and get into the gaps of the counter play. So that's what I love about that particular play. So now I jump into man coverage, or basically cover 6. So you see how many options I have. Now I jumped into cover 6 because he's actually got a trip set. You know, he has this wide receiver go deep, this wide receiver can go deep, this guy can go deep. So all of these guys, this guy's going to lock up right here, he's going to lock up right here, the cover 6 match, he's going to lock up right here. My responsibility as a middle user is to defend any kind of tight end that goes across the middle of the field. So I'm going to cheat and follow, but if the tight end goes up, I've got a hook, vert hook, and I've got a deep zone to match that. And if the running back goes up to the flat, I've got the soft zone. So I have to make sure, as my user, I have to take care of any kind of drag route with the tight end. So let's go and see if this is the play that he does. I cheat a little bit, but right here I was caught a little bit flat-footed, but look at my responsibility because I know how the cover 6 works with the match principles. He throws right to me. Now, maybe a little bit better of a player, at my middle linebacker, better user, I probably would have picked this off, but he actually threw right into my user, and that could have been a pick 6, the type of situation right there. So that's one of the good things about knowing your responsibilities. Now I actually jump into a quick blitz. My responsibility is to take this guy. That's why I'm actually using right over here. But just to show you guys what happens, he makes the read against the person I'm supposed to use her. I just don't. I get out there flat, and as a result, he's able to basically pop that and turn it up for some serious yards. So he gets that ball down there, down to the 40-yard line on that. No huddles, and basically kind of jumps the same thing. I freak out right here. I don't get my defense set up. I thought I'd jump into the double blitz, and what I did is I thought I was in double blitz, and what I did is I put a curl flat out here to try to take away that quick little route, but I had the wrong defense set up. Nobody was going to fall over there. This blitzing guy should have been like manned up underneath here. This guy should have been manned up underneath here. So I didn't call the right defense. He huddles, catches me on the bubble right there. So this guy was floating up on the curl flat. He would have came down if I had another man assignment, but I didn't make the right read on that, or I didn't make the right adjustment. My fingers got fat when I was actually trying to do the quick audible. So right here, I go ahead and jump into. Let's see if I can get it. Okay, so I jump into just a fag defense. Basically, I've got flats. I got the 3 ruck. I've got a guy over the middle, and my responsibility is to use the running back. But really, because I've got the flats out there, I don't have to do that. I can use this guy all over the field and just kind of be disruptive on his reads. And right here, actually, pretty much everything's locked up. I'm looking for the crosser, and he actually takes off this quarterback. So that was a really good decision by him against this defense. So right here, I go ahead and jump into, I think, let's see here, this is a cover 3 coverage. I'm hitting going, like when I was labbing this defense, the cover 3, it seemed like a pretty good defense, but it's not necessarily maybe the best. And actually see what happens with this type of situation. He hits the same. Perfect read against it. So labbing, it seems like this is a good defense. It messes up the CPU, but it doesn't necessarily mess up users. So I might pull this defense out of my scheme. So back at it again. Basically, in this type of situation, we're down by the 7-yard line, 2-minute warning. And I just go into coverages right here, cover 4. He takes a shot up. Now, it's actually used cover 2. So it was a cover 2 coverage, and he just makes a bad read. I don't know where he was going with it. That was actually a lucky interception. It wasn't like I really out-schemed him. He made a bad decision down in the red zone. And I think one of the reasons what was frustrating with him is I don't think he could read my defenses, and he was having a hard time with it. So right here, basically going with the corner play. So this is a corner route. I got a clear out right here against cover 3. I've got this post over the middle, this route, and I think I actually pull this guy over the side. Against cover 3, I'm looking over here, this route right here. This is what I'm looking to when it comes to cover 3, because he's showing me a cover 3 shell, but I think he's still stuck with man blitzes. So let's go ahead and take a peek at this and see if I didn't check out of the play. So that's how I set it up. And is this guy play man? I actually blocked the running back. He actually does play man. You see how these guys are all matched up. They're matched up. This is open, but the previous game that I played, basically I got intercepted, even though there's some pretty good separation. So I'm a little bit haphazard. So I'm going to go and take this check down over the middle of the field and check it down from there, and just pick up a couple yards. It's not a huge deal, 8 yards is not a huge deal, but also showing you that I can make proper reads. Now, this guy is outside leverage on this line. So take a look. See how this guy's just slightly outline leverage. When I see stuff like this, when I'm playing online, that's saying it's cover 3 to me. So it's a cover 3 zone, and I'm going to go ahead and use some cover 3 beaters. I think this might be some type of a coverage that wasn't cover 3. It might have been man coverage, but I'm reading cover 3 on this because this guy's slightly shaded inside. So that's what I'm reading. Let's go ahead and see if I jump into a cover 3 beater. No, I just go into my standard spot play. And once again, I'm going to go ahead and take this whip route with my number 1 wide receiver. It's always going to be open, so I'm going to go ahead and take that. And right there, you can see I could pick up some pretty good yards. Now, from a gameplay standpoint, I'm on the 37. I got 1 minute and 18 seconds left. I'm getting the ball in the second half. So I'll take my 3 points and go up 10-0. So I just don't want to make any bad mistakes down here. I want to chew up this clock too. I don't want to give this guy any kind of opportunity. So you want to take that in consideration. As you can see, I'm working the clock down as much as possible. I'm going to be doing this in the next couple plays. Do a nice little inside dive play to get that ball down a little bit. And then right here, I'm going to go back, I think back to, okay, so here I go into the corner play. This is more of a corner beater. He's showing me cover 2 because this guy is basically shaded on the outside. This guy's shaded on the outside. This guy's shaded on the inside. But this is the 3-3 defense, and then has a cover 4 show 2. So when you run into this type of a defense, this meta defense, you got to take that in consideration if you see a cover 2 coverage. So clock is running down. I'm making a couple adjustments, and because of it, I start getting a little bit happy feet. I didn't feel really too good about this before I snapped the ball. And I'm looking for this route right here, but I just don't like how this guy's floating up. Smart read, because of this user, is to go and check it down to the running back. That's the smart read. I did make the smart read. I actually threw over the top right into his user, where this was the spot to go with the running back. Because I want to, smart players stay away from users. You can test someone's user, but don't test the user for interception. It's not smart to do that. So you can see right here, I threw right into his user. He picks the ball off, and he's able to go ahead and get himself a pretty good first down right there. So 31 seconds. Again, he's in a tight set. Run with cover 6. My responsibility is to kind of take any drags over the middle of the field with my user. And right here he actually runs a flood concept where he's got 2 guys in the same area. I'm sitting flat-footed. I'm actually, well, not flat-footed, but I'm sitting right here to try to take away that fast read. He throws behind me. So he pulls me out with this guy and throws behind me with the Kittle. So good read by him. And he's able to go ahead and get a first down, get some pretty good yardage right there. So now he runs into basically this coverage right here. I go with a cover 2 shell match. So these guys match. They all match with cover 2, and I've got myself, I'm the deep third over the top. And you can see how I'm trying to defend against this route right here, because I know that if this carries, it comes back. I probably could have been a little bit flat-footed, but I'm in the area, so I'm not really concerned about that too much. You can see how this guy actually falls down right here and makes the immediate tackle with that. So I'm not giving up big plays against him, so it's not really a big deal. Cover 4 coverage. He throws into the corner route. Hill doesn't react. He's able to go and get a nice little completion. And basically what this guy did is he took the ball down to 2 seconds and then settled for the 3 points. So smart play, really good smart play. Now I'm getting the ball. I'm getting the possession back. Now here's a play I'm going to take. I'm going to be labbing a little bit more. I'm labbing this game on this play online, or basically in regs, and this run play gets really good run. It gets a lot of blocking. Everybody kind of gets pushed back, and the defenders don't react to it. It's just scary to have just an open box like this. Not anybody tight. But watch the reaction of this play. I'll be looking at this. I'm going to keep testing to see if I can build a scheme around this. But watch what happens. All these guys, this guy gets stupid. They all come up. These defenders all come up, and I'm only doing is just trying to get past the box right here. And right here, I'm able to go ahead and get a nice little play right here and pick up some pretty good yards. So 21 yards on an open type of running play. It's a really good play to have in your back pocket. So I'm still trying to chew down the clock as much as possible. Right here, let's see here if I go ahead and jump into this. See the concept? Got the drag as a check down. I'm looking for the corner route against cover 3. This guy's clearing out, and I've got this over route, and I should be looking to this check down right here. This should be the area that I'm looking at. Once again, basically everything's locked up. This guy came down. He's matched over the top. I think he's got a guy over the top. This is my only read because these guys are bracketed, and I did go back to that route right there. So I don't even think I checked the running back route, but that was a smart read. Even if I know I picked up 3 yards, it's additional 3 yards. It just makes it easier for me to pick the yards up. So back to Z spot, I think. Do I go? Yeah, smoke my guy up. So I've got this guy smoked, and then I've got, you know, basically my 1, my 2, and my 3, because this guy's running a lot of man coverage. He's using that guy over the right. Leverage. This guy's inside leverage, so I know I've got this is an easy completion. And because of having a really fast, good wide receiver, he's going to get a lot of yards after the catch. So just very simple concepts against these people that like to run a lot of man coverages. Now here's another play that I'm throwing into this game. Okay, so this guy's leveraged to the outside. I've got this guy leveraged to the outside. So this is saying, hey, I've got cover 2 against me, and I'm going to have a cover 2 beater that I can use against him. This is my cover 2 beater. This is similar to some of the stuff I've done already. Basically, this is going to be my cover 2 beater right here. This route should get past the cover 2, and there should be wide open. But the way this defense is set up, it's got a cover 4, show 2. So it disguises, and what happens is this guy's going to carry, this guy's going to carry, and it's going to kind of mess you up. So this is what I think what happens with me. It is a cover 4. You see how these guys are falling straight back and not off? He's kind of falling back. This guy's falling back. I've got this guy falling back. This is a risky throw, but he kind of beat that route, and I'm actually I try to go and throw that ball, and don't get the connection. Now sometimes you'll get those catches, but I just don't. I like throwing clean routes. If I know what beats man, I know what beats zone. I always try to throw clean routes when I'm playing the game. I don't want to take risky routes. So here you go. This is the defense he was jumping into off this 3-3 defense. He's running to the cover 4 show 2, which you don't have a lot of cover 4 beaters for the most part. I think I will show you a cover 4 beater afterwards. All right, so this guy's shaded once again slightly in. He's shaded out. Let's see if I jump into the right play. Okay, yeah, this is my cover 4 beater. So when you got cover 4 and the guy's shaded on the inside like this, he has to play the sideline. He's going to get out like this. This guy is going to get inside depth, and I can hit him right here against cover 4 in a fast read, and it takes a couple seconds. So this is my cover 4 beater in this scheme. I think I put a wheel with the running back, just a little window dressing. But I'm looking towards Chase. This Chase is the guy I'm looking towards. So right here. See how this guy slid out? This is my spot that I'm looking for. And when you've got your best wide receiver in slot position, he's going to catch it and get a nice little completion. So just abusing this guy with cover 4. Back to this run play. It's a bubble run. And look at the blocking. He freezes. The bubble brings the guy over. These guys got their backs turned, and I've got this huge hole right here. Everything is set, and this is one of the best defenses in the game. So I'm going to go ahead and take this ball down to the 5-yard line to get a 1st and goal. So let's see here, guy. He's showing me, kind of a man coverage. So use Z spot. So my 1, 2, and my 3. Got that set up. Those are going to be my areas I want to go to. I think I smoked the wide receiver, so I can pull that guy down. And there's my 1. So this guy's got his back turned. He's following this guy, and I'm actually going to throw the ball right there. So, 1 minute and 45 seconds up by 2 possessions. He actually gets a really good return in this series. And basically what he needs to do is just, get a touchdown to keep him in the game and put me back on offense. Right here is a variation of basically the double safety blitz. I'm going to go ahead and put some curl flats out here. My responsibility is to try to play this running back, but I don't have to play him too much, because if there's a flat or a wheel, this flat zone, this guy's got that. So there's kind of a match on this side, and that gives me a little latitude to go and move around. Now I could take one of these one of these linemen and drop them back too, but I like to have four down linemen rushing. It's going to make the quarterback rush a little bit more. Right here, it actually goes with a Debo special, which is an inside run. And look at the craziest play of the game. Gets in the inside. He pops up the ball on an interception or on a fumble. I'm able to go and catch it midair and get a turnover. So one of the rarest animations I've seen. I've never seen something like this. Really lucky for me, bad for him, because he was in scoring range. Could have got this into a one play score. So right now, my job right now is just to basically go ahead and try to milk the clock down as much as possible. So 3rd and 3 situation right here. I go into a man beater. This guy's coming in a blitz. This guy's coming in a blitz. So basically these guys are matched up, and that's going to give this guy plenty of time to get out. So I've got this guy smoked up, and I've got a corner route with this. But I know this pressure's coming in and this pressure's coming in, so I'm going to block this running back right here to pick up the pressure and try to hit this corner route on the outside. So 3rd and 3 situation. It's my setup right there. I'm going to block that running back eventually. And I'm going to be looking to this route right here. That's my route. That's my smart route based on what he's been doing on defense. And here you go. So you see how he kind of pulls this guy out and then rolls him back. That made me get rid of the ball quick. And I misthrow the ball. So you can see he actually chases this guy out. Ball's right here, but this guy can't get to it. So he just kind of baited me a little bit psychologically and just got rid of the ball a little bit late. If I would have thrown it just a split second later, I would have got a completion. He kept the clock running. Go ahead and switch things up against your opponent. 4th down situations, don't want to run the same scheme. Right here I jump into kind of a heavy set. He's been seeing so much of Chase that I know I can probably hit Mixon with the route. So, and Mixon's a good star player, so you can hit that route right here. I think this guy's coming around to Mixon to play him, but he's out of position. So I'm able to go to get completion and keep the chains going. So right now, I'm just trying to chew up the clock as much as possible against him. Try to chew this clock up much as possible. Back to the whip. Once again, if he got out there a little bit sooner, I've got this route on the back side that's wide open. So that's why I like to run this against people that like to spam man blitzes, because they can't be right on both times. They're going to be out of position with their user, and they're going to have to start running a hybrid coverage. So I'm just keep chewing the clock down against this guy. Nice little inside run with Mixon. Try to chew the clock down. I'm going to get this down close to a 2-minute warning. He actually gets a nice blitz to get in there. I'm down to 2-minute warning. Back to, let's see here, just an inside zone. I just want to try to keep rolling this clock down as much as possible against this guy. Just try to milk this clock out as much as possible. Back to my favorite play again, Z spot. So I've got this guy smoked up. It's my 1, my 2, my 3. And you can see the whip. He can't play this route, and he can't play the whip at the same time by putting pressure against me. He can't do it. Just can't do it. And he's got one of the best defenders in the game with this middle linebacker. And the separation's there. I had this route too. If he was closer to this wide receiver on this route would have been wide open for a TD. So he can never be right. He's going to have to shade his coverages correctly and all that kind of stuff. So right here I'm just going to milking the clock down. He doesn't take any timeouts. He knows the game is pretty much over with, and he accepts it. So once again, guys, thank you for your support. If you do like this whiteboard stuff and like me breaking this down on the whiteboard, just let me know. It seems a little bit more fun and just kind of show you what I'm doing. But I want to thank you guys much for your support. If you want to see more of a breakdown of how I run this offense and defense and stuff like that, you can go to my Patreon and you can get the breakdowns of that. And I want to be more comprehensive material. But I want to show you guys this is kind of like the route I'm going to be going in the future, and my mentality on how I like to break down the game. So once again, thank you for your support, guys. Until next time.